70 years tomorrow, a group of airmen set off from RAF Scampton in Lincolnshire to carry out one of the most daring raids of the Second World War. Their targets were German dams, and their success in precision bombing became legendary and still resonates with air crews today. Tonight, a special screening of the Dambusters film is taking place at Woodall Spa. Caroline Bilton is there for us. It's a special anniversary for the Dambusters. Who is actually there visiting tonight to see the film?
Who isn't, Peter? We have one of the last surviving veterans who took part in those daring raids, who will be sitting in the cinema tonight watching that movie, surrounded by all sorts of different people. As you can see, we have a real gathering here this evening. We have families of those veterans. We have international dignitaries, local dignitaries here as well. We've even got the brass band, Peter, which you can just hear struck up for us as we speak. And as you can see, people are making their way into this very small cinema here in the heart of Lincolnshire, here in Woodall Spa. You know, that movie, it told a very daring, brave story. It was the stuff that movies are made of course. What happened here and started here in Lincolnshire. I'm going to go and find my man here who's going to have a chat with us about it. Mark Jackson, you are from the 6-1 Squadron, 617 Squadron. How are you feeling today? Because I know, 70 years on, it's a real occasion here tonight, isn't it?
It is. I'm extremely, immensely proud and honoured to be here this evening and on this 70th anniversary of 617 Squadron Dambusters. It's an immense occasion. It's the start of a fantastic week for us, and hopefully this evening will be a great occasion for everybody who comes. How
does it feel for someone like yourself to meet the likes of Johnny Johnston, one of the last surviving crew members?
Words don't really meet someone like himself. Johnny Johnson and Les Munro and Fred Sutherland, the three survivors. They are an inspiration to current aircrew like myself on the current squadron, and it's fantastic to meet these people.
We've just watched the memorial flight, the Lancaster bomber, go over us here. The thunder of that engine, it sends shivers through your bones.
It does. It's a fantastic aircraft, and it's wonderful the Battle of Britain Memorial flight is still flying it. And after we saw the two tornadoes from 617 Squadron flyover, really bringing in the historical and the contemporary together.
Thank you very much indeed for your time. This is the start of 3 days of events here in this county, and they're getting it off in style. Back to you, Peter.
Caroline, thank you very much indeed. Well, the man who led the Dambusters raid from RAF Scampton was Wing Commander Guy Gibson. He was awarded the Victoria Cross but never lived to see the end of the war. He crashed in the Netherlands and is buried in the Dutch town of Steenbergen. Well, our reporter Crispin Rolfe has travelled to the Netherlands to find out how Guy Gibson is remembered there.
Immortalised by Hollywood, treasured by a nation seeking success, Guy Gibson, the man put in charge of a bomber squadron as secret as its aim.
Descending to within a few feet of the reservoir and taking the full brunt of the defences, Wing Commander Gibson achieved one of the most devastating attacks of the war.
In 1943, aged just 24, Gibson would bring together and lead the men of Squadron X, which became Squadron 617, who became the Dambusters. Their target, the dams sustaining the German war effort.
It's great we have the Battle of Britain Memorial flight here, the Lancaster taxiing past the window, day in, day out, and obviously Gibson flew from Coningsby as well, and he had his last night on this planet in the officers' mess, just 200 metres over there, sadly before being killed in action.
The grave of Guy Gibson is here at Steenbergen in Holland, where he crashed only a year after leading that infamous nighttime raid on the Meurne Dam. And not just leading that squadron of Lancasters over armed European skies, not just finding the target in the dark, not even releasing a bouncing bomb whilst travelling at 60 feet and 230 miles an hour, but for drawing fire when his bomb failed so that others could succeed. They'd left RAF Scampton late on the 16th of May, 70 years ago. Their primary targets, the Meurne, Sorpe and Ede dams. And at the Meurne, despite loss of life, came the greatest success, a raid which still resonates today.
His attack role, striking with precision, well, we saw that in 2011 during Libya with tornadoes and typhoons. There is no doubt in his spirit and what he gave, for this country. So we look back with fond memories on him and obviously many others.
Remembered in life, Guy Gibson's also remembered in death. In Steenbergen, Thomas van der Riet was 12 when Gibson's bomber crashed nearby.
We saw a lot of parts of the aircraft on the ground spread out, and we also saw one body.
The street in Steenbergen, which marks Gibson's crash site in 1944. But if he and his fellow pilots died on the continent, then they lived in Lincolnshire. Uptime in the skies above Skegness, downtime in Lincoln. Though it's here, in Holland, that Gibson rests.
Wing Commander Gibson's brilliant achievement was accomplished with the support of a gallant band of brother airmen.
Ultimately, Gibson's efforts would be recognised by the King and Churchill, the latter at the time needing a poster boy to impress Russian and American allies. Though whatever the politics, Guy Gibson's heroism on a night that inspired a nation stands in its own testament, even now, 70 years on. Crispin Rolfe, BBC Look North, in Holland.